in 35 years, we have designed and built so many bridges and then made the lives of many people. Large-scale projects which stood out in my journey, funded project, because the roads department started with widening the roads from to wastewater and then disposing the wastewater after treatment for the entire city. So
hello, everyone, and welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, a podcast series by Directors Institute World Council of Directors. I'm Priya George, and today we are honored to speak with a senior infrastructure management professional with over 35 years of extensive experience in program and project management across various global markets, including India, Afghanistan, and Ethiopia. Renowned for his expertise in leading large-scale transportation and urban infrastructure projects, he's currently the Vice President at KEC International Limited, where he oversees design and engineering services. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Ravi Kumar Kanduri. Mr. Kanduri, welcome to the podcast and thank you for joining us today.
thank you, Ms. Priya, and thank you for me to be appearing for the FaceTime with Leaders. And then really, it's an opportunity to talk to you. And then
Absolutely. Yes, we want to hear through this conversation, we want to hear more about your journey, your experiences, and share valuable bits of information with us. So, Mr. Ravi, with an impressive 35 years in infrastructure management, it's clear you've had a remarkable journey. So, if we go back to the beginning, what was it that initially sparked your interest in this field? And how have your experiences shaped your career over these 35 years? We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, Ms. Priya, likewise, any other maybe student or an engineer, I started my engineering.
Right.
Like now, actually, I entered into civil engineering, though I got other branches of engineering, I should say.
Okay.
But my father insisted me to take civil engineering.
Okay.
The reason being, he was mentioning clearly that it is related to public, and you're going to provide basic facilities to the public. So that can be seen, that can be recognized, and in fact, that can be appreciated by the people. And also, you are doing service to the common people. So that's how I got the interest. And then I joined, and he's actually motivating factor for me to learn many things in civil engineering. And that passion which he inculcated me, driven me completely throughout my career, even today. So that is the first motivation. And apart from that, in my childhood, we used to travel to our grandparents, to our relatives, and they are all nearby villages only. And ours is a very small mid-town where my father used to work as a lecturer. And then the distance is roughly about 15 kilometers. But we used to take in the bus roughly 1.5 to 2 hours. So 15 kilometers, 1.5 to 2 hours means what is the condition of the roads, what is the condition of buses, and then they are narrow lanes. And then I thought of why it is taking so much of time. And in fact, that 15 kilometers is a big plan for us to go. It's not a small going by vehicle. Nowadays, it is very small. So that made me to understand why these roads are like that, why it is taking time later. So though it is imbibed in my memory, why it is like that. So probably that might have made me to enter into infrastructure, and then coupled with my father's motivation. So this is how my initial motivation, initial inspiration to take up civil engineering. In fact, I got EC electrical engineering also, where in NIT Warangal, but I started my journey from Andhra University Engineering College. So that's how it started.
Okay.
And then the inspiration, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, sir, what's the name of your village from which you hail?
That village is called Vengapuram. It is
Okay.
in
Andhra
Andhra Pradesh. And then my town is Bobili, where my father used to work as lecturer.
Okay.
And then we used to go there. Sometimes in our further childhood, we used to cross rivers also to
Wow.
visit our place to the other place. So the river is in spate. And then we cannot go to the other place even for weeks together, especially during monsoon season. So nowadays we are building, in fact, last, as you said, in 35 years, we have designed and built so many bridges and then made the lives of many people. Even now it is going on, made lives of many people happy. So they're able to commute. And then not only people, the goods are able to get transported. So that's why now we are going to have very good infrastructure facilities.
Right. I think people from younger generation often take it for granted, even a simple thing like having a road leading from their home to their educational institute or their workspace. It is something we all take for granted. And I think the generation that you come from and what my parents came from, there was a lot more hardship. And I think we need to be really grateful to minds like yours for actually having thought of it, because necessity is a mother of invention.
Absolutely.
So when you traveled those 15 kilometers for 1.5 hours, that is what inspired you, apart from your father's motivation, of course, and his foresight. So thank you for sharing that with us. Um, I just wanted to say that uh, you've obviously, with 35 years, you've had an extensive and illustrious career. One of the standout achievements in your journey is the successful execution of the Greenfield Amaravati Capital City project and Dholera Industrial Smart City. So, this had an impressive outlay of 51,684 crore and 70,000 crore, respectively. So, when you think about those experience or those projects, could you share some of the key factors that played a role in its success? And what are the insights that you gained?
Yeah. Thank you for asking me this particular question of
Yes, sir.
what is the standout achievements. In fact, these are the two large scale projects which stood out in my journey and then to shape that. But before that, I would like to answer a small things, inform you the small thing, how these projects have been made to this, my entry into those projects. Basically, it is a long journey for me. As you mentioned, 35 years, it's not a small journey.
True.
And I started my career because at that time, because it should be known to others. And then, in fact, I feel really honored to inform. Uh, First of all, at our times, though I was the first ranker in the college and then university second ranker, and then at those times, we were not having jobs in civil engineering. Only mechanical engineering is the job. And then we could not get. It so happened, even if we get some jobs, some odd jobs, the salaries are very meager, maybe 500 rupees, 600 rupees. But whereas I joined MTech, the reason is I got a GATE examination and then joined, and then it provides more scholarship than what the field is giving you as a salary. So that motivated. In fact, I'm interested also. So I joined the MTech, and then after that, immediately I got a job. Why I'm informing you is each and every journey in my career is a stepping stone getting to these mega projects. That's why I wanted to inform very briefly. So I joined the AP State Road Transport Corporation as a junior engineer, though it was not a civil engineering company, it is a transport company. But for that, they need buildings, they need bus shelters. So I was instrumental. It so happened I was instrumental in starting the first precast bus shelter unit in our own bus bhavan. Nowadays, they are calling it as a bus bhavan. Previously, it is RTC headquarters. So there we started very brief. And then it so happened, I understood that it is not my baby. In fact, I was trying to enter into a good government company because for civil engineers, a government job is a good job, and then where you can provide more services to people.
Correct.
So then I started preparing for engineering services examination. And that's why to get time for the preparation, so I joined as a faculty in engineering college.
Okay.
Because my MTech also provides me to teach structural engineering subjects, and also I can learn. It so happened in the college, I designed my own college buildings. I was in charge for construction of those buildings also, apart from my teaching. Wow. So it provided me an opportunity to actually design and then construct buildings. Then I enjoyed that, and then I started feeling, okay, the actual industry is different from teaching. And it so happened, while writing the examinations, I got engineering services job, but it is very far away. It is border roads, so I did not join. In between, I was writing other competitive exams also. So I got direct recruited deputy executive engineer, which is a coveted post. Out of 6 lakhs, we got 60 people only selected. And I was selected to the post. Though I was not much interested to go away from teaching, I was prepared to go, because it is going to be, I become a very good engineer, not as a faculty, and then I'm going to contribute more. It so happened it is in the roads and buildings department, which I was mentioning to you, that the roads are very in a damaged condition, so we have to improve. That's how I joined that R&B, and then we continued our journey. It so happened the first posting itself is in a big project for me. It is a first 4-lane project funded by Asian Development Bank, which I contributed in all the aspects, which made me a better person, which made me a better engineer, because it made me to learn many things of design. It's not only structures of bridges, but also it provided me an opportunity for learning the roads alignment, highway geometry, which we learned theoretically in engineering. So that made me to learn and then contribute to the infrastructure. So happened after that, I was made to join a maintenance department in the roads and buildings department. So then it is not my cup of tea. So then I realized, so better to change. So I went on deputation for infrastructure company. So then I started my journey as the first World Bank funded project, because the roads department started with widening the roads from 2-lane to 4-lane, and then to single lane to 2-lane. So the first biggest phase 1 project I started, which made 210 kilometers of project, I was highway engineer. Wow. And it's a World Bank funded. I joined Louis Berger. It's a big USA based company. Then I joined Shaladi Associate, another USA based company. All these years, it is completely a highway department. First Golden Quadrilateral project we designed. I designed about 215 kilometers of the 4-lane highway project, starting from Visakhapatnam to Ichapuram. And then I contributed for the same project to implement that project as a deputy team leader and a highway payment engineer. And then that started the journey. I was heading that company for 12 years, taking care of all the aspects of the company. In the later 3 or 4 years, I was heading the company, taking the business as well as developing the business, and then contributing to the infrastructure development. We designed and then constructed, I can say, thousands of kilometers and then hundreds of bridges, and which made the people very happy, and then they are able to commute. Okay. So after that, I proposed to my company to enter into different basic needs of the people, which are water, because many people, even now, many people are not able to get potable water. True. So water is important, and also in the cities, not only water, the wastewater to be treated, wastewater to be disposed, and the drainage to be taken care. So then I entered one of the important Government of India projects similar to Golden Quadrilateral. It is called JNNRM Urban Infrastructure Projects. So I worked for a 3,000 crore project as a team leader, providing to the urban local body. It is a Visakhapatnam Corporation, to take care of the water supply 24/7 for some segments, and then taking care of the complete city, and also treating the wastewater and then disposing the wastewater after treatment for the entire city. So apart from that, I got more and more interest, because it is completely related to the people, and we are completely involved with the people on day-to-day basis. taking care of the requirements, how it is constructed, how it is designed, what are the requirements, how much water is coming, how much water we have to send them, whether piping or metering. So many discussions have happened. So that made me to take care of the other infrastructure apart from the roads and bridges. So this made my journey a very, I can say that more contributing to the society, in fact. That made me to leave to some extent the roads and bridges and then enter into urban infrastructure.
Got it.
And when I was working there, I learned so many things of how it is to be treated, what are different processes of treatment. So this made me to enter into one of the important projects of Dholera in Gujarat, which is the present Prime Minister Narendra Modi's coveted project at that time. At that time, he was the chief minister of that Gujarat state.
Gujarat.
And then we started the Dholera. It is a mega greenfield city, planned as an industrial city. This industrial city is bigger than Singapore, is bigger than Mumbai. That's how it was planned. It is 920 square kilometers of project, out of which 450 square kilometers is developable. And we divide into 3 phases. And the first phase, we started designing it completely and then implemented a part of activation area, which is 22 square kilometers. We developed the entire 22 square kilometers. And now the anchor tenants are coming. Now it is booming like an industrial city where many anchor tenants are coming and then developing their infrastructure. Now it started flowering. Now you can see that how it is going on in the, the outlay of this project is roughly about 70,000 crores. We completed this 70,000 crores of preliminary design. It involves the master planning and it involves the infrastructure planning, infrastructure design, and also implementation of all the infrastructure facilities like roads, you can say, external connectivity to the rail, to the port, to the airport. So we started now, Dholera International Airport is going on, construction is going on, and then external connectivity to Ahmedabad is going on, 4-lane highway is going on, and then railway line to Bhimnath Dholera is going on. So all these aspects of the infrastructure has been taken care. And one of the most important aspects of this particular Dholera city is we have benchmarked the international standards with the different cities and came with very important parameters for all the design aspects, like 24/7, how much water is to be taken, and also all the industrial tenants to come and then plug and play. Nothing to be done. They just come and then build their industrial facility, connect either to the Wi-Fi or to the water or to the wastewater or to the road or to the Wi-Fi network, whatever they wanted.
It's all there.
It's all there. And that's how it is developed. And then it is really a satisfactory contribution and then a great learning experience of that order, which made me to come to Andhra Pradesh again. Because at that time, another visionary, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, the present Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, who has planned for a new capital for the newly separated Andhra Pradesh state. So he started with Amaravati capital city. It is one of, I cannot say one of the, it is the only one capital city planned like that in the similar lines of Dholera, in the same parameters and in the same background. So 272 square kilometers of the entire Amaravati capital city has been planned. The most important things, and which has never been done in the world so far, is land acquisition. About 32,000 acres of land, roughly from 27 or 28,000 of farmers have been acquired within 6 months. It is not a small achievement. And coupled with all the infrastructure, master planning, the detailed designs, and all these things have been completed within 2 years to take up this implementation of the capital city. Because he wanted to take up this capital city very quickly so that the capital city will be there for the Andhra Pradesh, and then people started working from the capital city. Another important aspect of this capital city is a government complex. we created a government complex
Okay.
under the leadership of Chief Minister as well as all other bureaucrats, officials. All government buildings, whether you call High Court, whether you call Assembly, whether you call Secretariat, whether you call HODs, whether you call any of the department, whoever it is there, all are clubbed in one area. It is in 7 square kilometers, 7 kilometers length, 1 kilometer width. In that particular area, it is called Amaravati Government Complex. We planned each and everything to take up all the buildings. Apart from that, by the side of it, we created the bungalows for the officers, the bungalows for the chief justices or justices, the bungalows or the quarters for all the government employees.
Right.
So that was
So
planned.
it's a self-sustained.
And all these government complexes started construction. The bungalows as well as the government officers and as well as other secretary office buildings also have been completed more or less about 70 to 80%.
Okay.
So it is very fulfilling. How it could made me successful is the complete journey of my both urban infrastructure JNRM project as well as roads and highways as well as bridges made me to enter Dholera, and Dholera experience made me to contribute to the Amaravati capital city.
Right.
So
all your experiences have helped you in your journey, clearly. And you talked about this Amaravati, a smart city. It's like a self-sustained project. Everything is there.
Yes.
Right.
It is similar to Dholera. It is also plug and play.
Right.
In fact, the most notable thing, because it is a smart city and livable city, it is a people city. Why it is people city and livable city? Any facility what you want, you will get it in 5 minutes walkable distance, because sustainability is the core of this particular capital city planning.
Right.
From your house, you can go within 5 minutes to any facility, whether it is a park, whether it is a school, whether it is a hospital, whether it is a commercial place. So the master planning has been done, and also the infrastructure planning has been done. All the infrastructure, whatever utility you take, they are underground, and then all facilities have been created like plug and play, similar to Dholera. So these two major projects of the order of, let us say, 70,000 crores in Dholera and then 51,000 crores of Amaravati capital city, they are notable things. Nowhere it is done so far, in my opinion.
Right. True. True. And it's very clear from your conversation that you always have this desire to reinvent yourself and to learn and also notably contribute to society. Like when you talked about your initial journey as a student, right up till now, it is always about giving back to society. And I think that is something that is really commendable. When you think about leading a team of over 140 engineers at KEC International, it's obviously not a small feat. So what do you think are what leadership qualities have been essential or useful to you in fostering a successful team environment? And are there any innovative practices that you have implemented to make sure that there is enhanced project delivery and quality management?
Very good question asked by you, Priya. It is a continuous journey of that learning with passion. These two are important factors which make anybody to learn and then to succeed and contribute. So I have a passion. That passion made me to learn, and coupled with passion and learning, the technology which has driven us over the time continuously to learn more and more things very quickly and to contribute, because the successful project completion nowadays is not possible without technology. Because at our initial stages, there were no softwares. We used to design and then draw on the graph paper and then with manual calculations with a calculator. Nowadays, nothing is required. All the softwares are available. Whether you want to do a bridge design, whether you want to do a building design, whether you want to do a road, whether you want to do any utility, all softwares are available with a click of button. But you should have the fundamentals. So this I try to inculcate in each and every person. And then we used to work as a team. The most important aspect of team management is you work with collaboration and with a team environment, not as I'm contributing. And that's how the entire team will be successful and they can contribute quality. And especially for getting the quality and then delivering time, in KEC, we established various systems and process, of course, which are already there in previous my companies where I worked with ACOM, Jacobs, and then Louis Berger. These systems and policies and practices to take care of the design management are very essential to any company, which KEC management has given us freedom to implement all this. In fact, they are interested in developing this engineering center as a world-class engineering center. And accordingly, we developed these people. We have different verticals, like we have a railway vertical, we have a civil vertical, we have water vertical. All these experience before where I dealt with all the infrastructure engineering helped me to develop this team. When I joined, there was not much a team actually. I started developing this design team in KEC because KEC is an infrastructure company in transmission and distribution. It is a world-class company. But whereas in the civil and railways as well as airports, buildings, they started their journey about 7 years back. And they wanted to develop engineering as a world-class engineering center. That's how I entered KEC International. And then we developed these verticals and then we developed all these people and contributed to different projects. We dealt with 2 metros designs completed. And then we dealt with an airport and we dealt with water. Almost the entire Orissa government, we have about 7 to 8 projects which are going on now. All the designs have been almost completed. And then we have a very big project in MP. Apart from that, we also entered into industrials and data centers. Now, all these infrastructure facilities, other than roads or highways, we developed the teams in different segments and we have all the softwares. We have quality procedure and policy, checks and balances. And whether we are following standards, whether we are following specifications, basically we go through the particular thing, the team go through the tender document, tender specification, because we serve the customer. Customer is important. How best we can deliver the services to the customer, that is more important. And most of the clients are government clients. So they are very strict on implementing these specifications. So we have to be very careful in starting the designs. So we start with making the client requirements. What are the things we can do? How best we can optimize? Because the best thing is the optimization. The best thing is innovation. These are the things which we have to inculcate in the people. That's how the world-class engineering has come. In fact, I can say we have developed some of the optimization tools to design the water, to design the structures, and then we started implementing it, which resulted in roughly about 5 to 10% of savings. The savings is not in cost, which is important. The savings in material, because we have to develop a sustainable development.
True.
Any development which we take care, that material is going to be wasted. So we are conserving the material. That is one of the aspects of KEC also, and then which given us the opportunity to implement these things. So we are succeeding. It's a journey for every company. It's a journey.
Right. So I have a question which is slightly off script. I know that you mentioned that you were an educator at one point in your life. Do you miss teaching? I know that in leadership, mentoring is also an important part. And in a way, it is like teaching, your fellow employees and your co-workers. So do you actually miss teaching like in the traditional way?
I agree. I miss a lot the regular teaching as a faculty. But people around me and then colleagues who work with me, they understand that most of the times they think that I'm teaching. see, the reason is I tell them only the fundamentals and then go through the fundamentals and then see that nothing is going to be missed. Then you will succeed. In fact, even we take many of the postgraduate trainees from different NITs, and then those people, I take the classes, I tell them how to go ahead, how to start your journey. and then what are the pitfalls that you should not, you should be taking care.
Right.
So these are things which generally I used to teach. So I'm not missing. Apart from that, what I do is my alumni, whether I can say that NIT Warangal or my Andhra Engineering College or the other colleges where my friends or my class, my batchmates were in faculty, they used to call me for giving the guest lectures. And then I used to give the lectures. And then I gave lectures in the National Academy of Construction. I gave lectures in NIT Warangal and Andhra University. So on and off I do, but it is very difficult to get time.
Right.
But whenever it is possible, I don't miss that opportunity.
But I think once a teacher, always a teacher.
Yes.
I think once you've been an educator, you're always, it's just ingrained in you. As a teacher, so I understand where you're coming from as well. So it's nice to meet someone who has taught, he's been in the education field actively. So
but I was
yes,
I was very passionate about teaching initially, but it so happened to me to shift to the infrastructure. The reason is, even if you're an infrastructure, you can always go back to teaching.
True.
But once you continue in teaching, you cannot go to the industry.
Right.
So that's how I made my terms and then joined infrastructure, and then I'm continuing on and off.
Yes.
So that's good. In fact, it's a very fulfilling exposure, because without industry exposure, you cannot even tell the students or tell the people also what is correct.
And you've had a wider impact, I think.
Absolutely.
A larger impact. I mean, it's outside the classroom. It is being actively making a difference in people's lives. So I think when it comes to your journey as a leader, and we talk obviously about ESG principles, there is a lot of chatter, a lot of talk about it. So given your extensive experience in infrastructure projects, how do you ensure ESG principles are a part and parcel of your policy and not just an afterthought? So how do you believe the ESG principles can shape future infrastructure development?
In fact, I can say that ESG term has come now, but these practices have been going on throughout my journey in various companies, and in fact, even in the government also. It so happened I worked with government, I worked with the consultants, I worked with contractors, and so each and every company takes care of ESG. ESG is nothing but the environment, because since my starting of the journey, I dealt with all funded projects, whether it is ADB or World Bank. So the first principle is to taking care of environment, health, and safety. In fact, it used to be called as EHS, which is one of the principles of ESG now. So I can say that it is imbibed, it is inbuilt in the particular, any project implementation, any work you do. In fact, when I was working with ACOM or Jacobs, even the office policy, even how your office is set up, and what are the things which you have to take care of, the safety policies, and how to even use your lighting, how to use your stove or burner, and then all these things are informed to us, and to keep the first aid in the office, because previously we never had any first aid in the office, and then we used to have first aids. So it started like that. Nowadays, it is made mandatory for the corporates.
Correct.
It is called ESG. ESG is environment, social, and governance. See, environment is EHS policy before. Now it is social. Social means we have to take care of the social aspects of our corporate, while we are contributing to the infrastructure, contributing to the any company for that matter. And then you have to take care of the society as well, to take care of the people around you. And then you should have a CSR policy. And nowadays it is mandatory for various corporations internationally. You have to have equal opportunity. You have to have a gender policy. You should have a quality policy, human resource policy. In fact, even leave policy. We have leave policies also, because the people should be happy. And then they should have a good environment to work with. Then only they can contribute. That is the purpose of ESG, which imbibes the governance. As far as now coming to the latter stage of ESG governance, especially KEC is an RPG group company. So it is not just KEC, RPG as a whole group has a policies. Especially we have highest ethical standards imbibed in the companies, all the group companies. And then we have to create a sustainable growth, not just growth. And we have to integrate all these environmental, social, and then governance policies. And then we have a clear-cut policies. If you can ask me, I can name different policies which we have. In fact, one of the things which we have is RPG Code of Ethics policy we have. Complete corporate governance. It is inbuilt with our Code of Ethics. And a whistleblower policy. And an anti-corruption policy. In fact, low water consumption. In fact, we had factories also. In all those factories, the water consumption has come down. And then we have targets also. We have put the targets. 50% water consumption should come down. I think some of the factories, 27% has already been reduced. I think by 2030, we are going to make reduction in water use by 50%.
Wow, excellent.
And in fact, cyber security, you know that we are having so many issues. We have a strong cyber security policy. Apart from that, we are facing problems. And also we have a code of conduct, onboarding of the people. There is a clear-cut procedure, and then give the 1 week time to get them acquainted with the company, acclimatized with the environment, and then contribute then only. So like that, many policies are there in our company.
Right. Okay. So thank you for sharing that with us. And so these insights that you're sharing are definitely valuable for our audience.
Our company has about a policy for happiness.
Oh, that's interesting. It's new.
And we measure every year happiness quotient.
Okay. So how do you all do that? Is there a survey or?
Yeah, a survey, continuous survey, and then continuous, that will be updated every year. And then we are improving day by day. And in fact, we have a competition among our different verticals in the company.
So like get-togethers, social gatherings to ensure there is a sense of community.
And each of the celebrations, festivals or anything, we celebrate at the company also regularly.
Right. Celebrating diversity.
And the diversity also. See, for example, we have a policy, I think not only the women to be encouraged to join in our company, and then I recruit many women in my design engineering.
Okay.
And apart from that, we have, I think, not only the women and then boys, the other heterosexual, other things also. We are encouraging to recruit them also.
Oh, that's very encouraging to hear. And I think it's the first time I've actually heard in the interviews that I've conducted so far or read or watched. It's very encouraging.
LGST, I'm not getting that. LGST something.
LGBTQ.
Something. I'm not getting the name actually. That policy is also there for us.
Okay. So inclusivity.
I can say 3 or 4. Maybe I don't know. Happiness quotient is there. Diversity inclusion is there. And then
inclusivity.
Circularity. Circularity means the sustainability aspect is there. And then energy consumption is one of the aspects. And carbon emission, because we are in the construction, how to reduce the carbon emission in our construction
carbon footprint.
And also carbon footprint. So all these, and also procurement. In our procurement also, we have established a sustainable procurement policy.
So it's a very progressive,
Absolutely.
I think, environment. And when you think about considering your extensive experience in leading large-scale infrastructure projects, how do you envision the influence of experienced professionals like yourself? Or what advice do you have to people who are aspirational boardroom professionals? What advice or what suggestions do you have for such individuals?
They should have passion to the civil engineering, because basically once you are dealing with infrastructure, they should have the passion, and then they should have the zeal to learn. Apart from that, they have to learn the communication. the soft skill is very important. And at the same time, they have to go along with the trend. The trend is the technology nowadays. The
Correct.
digitization and the more and more softwares and Gen AI is coming and then overthrowing all of us. So we have to know all these things. And in future, nowadays, I think we know that boardroom meetings are happening physically. Now they're allowing the online meetings also. Future, maybe
Right.
the entire boardrooms will be online only. And then unless it is very important to meet physically. So the digitization is overthrowing us, the technology is overthrowing us. So the information is available. So
Right.
I request all the people, the information is available, you assemble the information, learn with basics and then fundamentals, and then go with the journey with confidence. That confidence
Right.
come only when you have the learning zeal with passion.
Right.
In fact, I can use three words: passion, learning, and then communication, which is a soft
Right.
skill. So these
Right.
three are essential, and technology is the fourth one. Without
Right.
technology, we become obsolete.
True.
The industry
Right.
become obsolete, and then we cannot develop
Adapting.
our career.
Adapting to new innovations. I think change is the only constant. And when you talked about making sure that all boardroom meetings are online, it's in a way driving sustainable practices as well, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Right. And it's also an innovative strategy for future projects.
In fact, all our designing is happening, engineering is happening nowadays without any paper printout of any drawing, unless the client insists. In fact, I can say
Correct.
all the clients, all the customers to whom we are working, whether in government or private, and then all together, it is a combined journey to
Right.
go with paperless communication, paperless approval, paperless construction, which is I'm calling it as digitization. BIM,
Right.
building information model, is one of the aspects. We are developing it. It has to be made mandatory in all the infrastructure development so that
True.
seamlessly the construction and maintenance of the assets also can be handled very smoothly. But for this,
True.
it is not a small journey in India now. We have to take care of all the aspects of training and development of all the people in
True.
this technology.
Okay, so I think we have still a long way to go as a country, but I think we have started and we are getting there. It will take time, but the journey has started for sure. So, Mr. Ravi, it is so inspiring to hear about your ambitions for boardroom involvement. So, I have a question for you, and it is about how have the courses from Directors Institute shaped and enriched your understanding of corporate governance and project management? Our viewers would love to hear.
So far, I have been dealing with our colleagues or people at the execution strategy at this maximum senior management level. Beyond that, I had a board,
Okay.
but the boardrooms and then the corporate governance and then implementation of the entire product delivery, project delivery happens very efficiently in the board because board provides the direction. So I understood from this, the board members should have extensive experience of the industry in which they should have the expertise. That is one of the things
Right.
which I had. Otherwise, what I was under the impression so far is board members are nominal members. They will the owner or the proprietors or the management will take care, but the board will
Right.
provide efficient direction to the execution team, including the senior management team. That is one of the aspects. The other thing is, it is not an easy task for a corporate company to be managed because the Ministry of Corporate Affairs as well as the Companies Act provides so many guidelines, so many compliances, so many rules and regulations which are to be scrupulously followed, which is
True.
going to benefit the customers as well as shareholders. This is very essential part, which I understood very clearly during the journey with the Directors Institute. Very
Okay.
important points which I learned.
Okay.
If at all in board, how to handle the boardroom as an independent director,
Hmm.
which is very essential part which is going to contribute to the corporates with respect to the stakeholders, with respect to all the shareholders, and also making a company better, which is transparent, and which is going to be like all these ESG governance policies. All these things are going to be seamlessly handled, and then the company performance can be improved by being an independent member.
Correct. Correct. So, Mr. Kanduri, your journey is definitely a reminder that embracing learning can truly transform professional paths. Thank you for the invaluable insights you've shared today and your extensive experience in infrastructure management and your commitment to fostering sustainable practices truly set a benchmark for excellence. And I'm confident that your journey will inspire many who aspire to make a meaningful impact in their fields. So, as we wrap up, I appreciate your time and your engaging contributions to this conversation. We wish you nothing but the best for your future endeavors, Mr. Kanduri.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Priya, for the kind words you used at the end. I'm very fortunate to have these experiences and then to contribute to the growth of the country, growth of the infrastructure. And then I continue to do so. Very, very happy to interact with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kanduri, for speaking to me. And with that, we eagerly anticipate bringing you more inspiring stories and insights from exceptional leaders in our next session. Until then, continue striving for excellence and embracing every opportunity on your own career journey. Thank you.
Thank you.